So for me, one of the most annoying things about action cameras when it comes to mountain biking is the fact that most cameras are pretty heavy. It's really hard to set the angle to make sure you get the right shot. And the third thing is it's hard to switch between shooting vertical and horizontal for social media or long form videos on YouTube like this. The camera I'm going to be testing today is the Insta360 GO Ultra. This is Insta360's new camera, and I think this solves pretty much all of those problems. This is about the size of a GoPro battery, maybe a little bit thicker, and it weighs as much as a Snickers bar, which is like 50 grams, so a chocolate bar. So it's actually really small, yet this little powerhouse of a camera can shoot 4K, 60 frames a second. It's got an incredible battery life. I think it's going to be mind-blowing when it comes to using it for mountain biking. So we've come up on some of the local trails up here. We've got the GoPro Hero 13 with me. I'm going to do some side-by-side comparisons so you guys can see exactly how this compares to one of the most popular action cameras that a lot of people use for mountain biking. There it is, how small it is. So what we can do here is, look, I can actually use the screen on the camera as my viewfinder, so I know I can actually make sure I'm getting the best shots or the right angle, which is one of the most annoying things in mountain biking. People shooting and they're like either facing the floor or facing the sky. This is going to be the most perfect way to get the best shot. All right, let's first trail. Let's see. Oh, not ridden this one for a while. Let's see what these cameras look like. So everything's pretty comparative. 4K 30, standard wind reduction, as wide as they'll both shoot, which is 156 degrees, and I've got it mounted on my chin. When it comes to audio, I think the differences are pretty obvious. The GO Ultra just sounds a lot crisper, whereas the GoPro feels almost a bit muffled, and that's with the exact same settings and wind reduction turned on. Personally, I much prefer how the GO Ultra sounds here. Oh. Good one to warm up on. Oh. Alright, top of the next trail. This one is a little bit darker, so we'll see how the cameras both deal with the low light. And wind noise a little bit faster. Let's go. A bit more. Down, we'll orientate this one. Oh god. So in this shot, I've got both cameras mounted on the chin of my helmet as I head into the darker woods of this downhill track. Both cameras actually look pretty stable in these conditions. Then I went and rode an even darker trail with even less light to really push them, and I think the differences are pretty clear here too. Oh god. Looking at the footage side by side, both cameras actually hold up really well for stability, and there's not really much huge difference between them. The Insta360 does have the advantage of the larger sensor compared to the GoPro, but what stood out for me was more how the GoPro handles the edges of the frame. It seems to warp the corners a little bit to give you that extra wide field of view, but personally I think it looks a little bit less realistic. On the GO Ultra, the frame is still nice and wide, but without that warping around the edges. Oh my god! There's also a mode on the Insta360 called Pure Video Mode, which is designed for really low light riding. It helps bring out the most detail of the trail when things get really dark, and you can see the difference right here. Let's go ride some bikes. We'll do this trail, it's pretty windy, so let's see what this wind reduction does. I've got the chest mount on. This next trail is on a really open moorland where it's super windy, and if wind noise isn't dialed, the footage becomes almost unwatchable. For me, the GoPro footage almost sounds unbearable without the microphone covers, which I've had to use in the past, but that's something you really shouldn't need to buy separately. On the GO Ultra, I had wind reduction set to strong, and while it does muffle a few natural sounds, it still handles the wind way better in my opinion. So you probably noticed the colour profiles on both these cameras are quite different. The GoPro tends to lean a lot warmer, while the Insta360 looks a lot more neutral. Personally, I prefer the look of the GO Ultra in this clip. It feels a lot closer to how my eyes saw the trail while I was riding. That said, you could fix either one of these with a couple of minutes of colour grading and post-editing, so it's not a big deal. But it is nice that both cameras give you different profiles to choose from, so you can get the most out of the look you want before you even start editing and filming.
Oh, yo. Oh.
That was fun.
That was really
good fun.
That was mint.
Enjoyed that. Now let's talk about something that makes a huge difference for me, having one camera that can shoot both horizontal and vertical videos. Out the box, the GO Ultra comes with a magnetic clip mount that I can snap straight onto my helmet. From there, I can just rotate the camera 90 degrees to switch between landscape for YouTube or vertical videos for Instagram or TikTok. No extra mounts, no second camera. For me, that's been a total game changer for creating social media content on the go. So which camera would I recommend? The GO Ultra, the Hero 13, both really good action cameras. I won't be changing my main shooting cameras for this channel right now. Currently I shoot on the Ace Pro 2 and my Insta360 X5, which is a 360 camera. That's just what I've used for so long now. The GO Ultra, on the other hand though, is a fantastic little powerhouse of a camera that weighs like a third of the GoPro Hero 13. It's super lightweight, and you can actually just take the camera out on its own on your ride. You don't even need to take the pod that it comes in, because you've got 60 minutes of battery life of actual recording time. And then obviously if you put it in the charger, you can charge it for up to, I think it's 170 minutes on that thing. So you have a ton of battery life to capture the shots that you want to capture. I'm not discounting GoPro at all, because they've been a leader in the market for so long now. And like I said in the video, I do like the wide field of view, but it does come at a cost with that distorted edging, which I'm not a big fan of. Overall, both really good cameras, both have really good color. The low light for sure on the GO Ultra is way better, especially with that pure video mode, which is going to help you shooting in darker conditions. They both can shoot 4K 60 frames a second. The GoPro can go a little bit higher in terms of resolution, but we filmed today at those comparative settings. But hope that was useful, guys. And I'll leave links in the description below to those cameras. You can go and check them out. Let me know which one you prefer.